Hi, my name's Cordy and today we're walking the dogs. Stay for it.
Vincent! Vincent! Vincent!
Dogs! Be quiet. Evie.
Hi, my name's Cordy and it's taken me 3 weeks to frame this shot. Wasn't worth it, was it? Right, I was asked a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, if I would do a video about Helix Native for Yamaha. I did a video back then and it was kind of exploring how I might use Helix Native, a few different things that I might do with it. And since then, I've actually been using it on and off quite a bit. So I have to record Kemper demos every now and then. And what I do at the same time as that is I take a DI out and then I can go back afterwards and I can reamp those things through Helix Native. And so I've done some experiments with like neural DSP plugins like the Gajira thing and Corey Wong and Pliny. What I've also been doing is using Helix Native and doing some comparisons and bits and pieces, and turns out I think it compares really favourably, which is fine. But also there's this little setting in there, which I'll show you, where you can basically turn it into an unlimited Helix essentially. There's this compatibility mode where you can set it to kind of create presets potentially for the HX Stomp, which obviously is like half a Helix power, or you can set it to be compatible with the full Helix, so the Helix floor. But you can also run it in this unlimited mode, which to me gives you like the idea of what a future Helix might be capable of. And so I've been experimenting with this and running kind of really wild paths, like 2 Princetons on one channel with plenty of Roland Space Echoes. And then on the bottom path as well, I'm running Space Echoes and another amp, I think another Princeton, and also a poly pitch up an octave, and all sorts of wild stuff. And then what I'm also doing from there is trying to take some of those kind of experiences and see if I can take some of that across to the Helix floor. So if you have Helix Native open and you have HX Edit open, you can drag from there to there, so from Helix Native to Helix floor. So these kind of little experiments that I'm able to do in an unlimited way, I can then port across into my existing presets or into another empty preset, take some of those little bits that I can get to work in this kind of unlimited space and bring those learnings across. And you know, you might have to spread them across 2 paths on the Helix even, or you know, make some compromises, but I think it's stuff that I wouldn't necessarily have thought to do necessarily unless I'd tried it in Helix Native first. So I could talk about other stuff, but to be honest, that's basically what I've been doing. You can get these presets in the description if you want, but the rest of the video I guess will just be playing. There's a dog barking. hopefully that might help someone. But that compatibility mode I think is quite fun for kind of experimenting with what the future of Helix looks like, and it also doesn't introduce much latency at all, I found, even though I was running sort of way more DSP than the Helix would use, because I was running several Cosmos Echoes, running about 3 or 4 amps and running a poly pitch. Even with all that, it didn't seem to create latency issues, so I'm quite impressed by that. And I'm also quite impressed by how flexible obviously Helix Native is, and if you're running, as I say, in this unlimited mode, you can get some really cool things done. So that's what I've been doing. Hopefully you like the sounds. If you want to like and subscribe, you could. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you in another video tomorrow. Cheers! Here you'll see I've got my Helix Native open. This window here I've got set to be unlimited. This window here I've got set to be as default. So by default, what you'll see is if you press this cog and then you go to hardware compatibility, you'll see there's current hardware compatibility mode, the first option, and you can change that here to be between HX Stomp, HX Effects, Helix Floor, or off. So off is this unlimited mode that I'm talking about. So here you'll see this particular instance I've got set to off, and what you'll find is that you can kind of copy over as many as you like of different bits and pieces, and you sort of have an unlimited Helix here. So these are all Cosmos Echoes and amps and stuff, and I'm able to drag them in. If you've got space here, so you can drag things back over. So what I'm doing, this side is my experimentation, and then once I've got something that I'm finding cool, I can try and drag that into my real Helix compatible mode, and that should work on my real floor. So that's how I'm using that. So just again, the little cog, hardware compatibility, and then set the mode to whatever you want to try, or off if you want to try this unlimited Helix thing.